Welcome Shenmue community, welcome to my video. I'm Personal Magnus, nice to see you back here for another video, and the Shenmue Animation trailer was just revealed and shown to the world, and I want to talk about all of the things that I noticed in this Shenmue Animation trailer. So if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I love Shenmue, but I also talk about classic games that come back to life or just gaming in general, so stick around. Now, first, before I even begin, spoiler warning, because I'm going to go through events of Shenmue and the entire series. So if you're watching, you probably have played the games or at least know the story up to this point. But if you haven't, I'm letting you know right now, play the games, experience the story before you jump right back into this video. And let's dive right into it. Okay, first thing you'll notice is the boat from Shenmue, the ending of Shenmue 1 and the beginning of Shenmue 2, with the added perspective of Ryo holding the letter that was sent to his father, telling him to seek the aid of Master Chen. This was an envelope in the game. He's holding Nozomi's good luck amulet and a green notebook. I'm assuming that's his memo pad where he writes down events that happened along his journey. Though the one from the game was reddish brown, and this one's green. I'm not sure what's written on any of this since it's Japanese. Let me know in the comments down below if you know what any of this says. Okay, moving on to the next one. Here we can see what assumes to be Ryo walking. The biggest clue, of course, is the sneakers, which match what he wears in the games. But if you look at the background, I'd say it resembles this section of the harbor. That's all I can tell from here, but we'll see. In this next shot right here, we can see Ryo knocking down an opponent in a martial arts tournament. But if you look at his face, he doesn't exactly seem to be happy about what he just did. Could he be unhappy about martial arts in general? Does he even want to fight in this tournament? Okay, the next shot is an exciting scene. It's when Guizhang is charging at Ryo about to fight him. This fight takes place because Terry tells Ryo that if he takes out Guizhang, he'll take Ryo to Landi. If you stop the frame here, you can see that Terry and his gang were watching the fight from a distance. In the game, it was assumed that they were watching, but you never really saw them until the cutscenes played out. Moving on, here we have Ryo with the sword that he originally found in the Hazuki Dojo, known for its lack of a handguard, but if you look in the background, there are books and a nearby sliding door, which make me believe that in this scene, it's back in his residence. Perhaps he's trying to figure out the significance of the blade? Then moving on, you can see that he now has a handguard and the sword, which will help him uncover the secret room hidden underneath the Hazuki Dojo. Moving on, we can see that Shenhua's overlooking Bailu village. Notable here is that she's wearing the outfit reminiscent of Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, not the version that she wore in Shenmue 3. We also know that this is Bailu village because we can see the tower that is present in much of Shenmue 3. Next we have the dragon mirror, immediately followed up by a shot of Landi, which is a way of foretelling that this mirror will be the one he takes in the beginning of this adventure. Then here plays out a fantastic fight sequence that took place in the original Shenmue, with Ryo watching as his father is murdered by Landi. What seems different is that in this scene, it already looks like Iwao Hazuki is dead as Ryo watches. In the original intro, Iwao's final blow was received while Ryo was on the floor recovering from when Landi picked him up. Will this scene play out slightly different, or are we just watching different specific events unfold in this fight? Who knows? Moving on. Now this next shot, we have the Phoenix mirror, which transitions into Ryo's face, signifying he will hold the mirror and is basically the Phoenix of the saga, rising from these terrible events to become reborn into the man that he's destined to become. Notice that he's bleeding right where he has the band-aid in most of the games, since the beginning. In the animation, this band-aid was not present when his father was murdered, but in the games, it was there, but was never explained how he got it. Perhaps this series will retcon that bandage and make it part of the story. This next scene shows Ryo sporting his trademark jacket and band-aid fighting thugs in a warehouse, reminiscent of the fights he would get into at the docks with the Mad Angels. Moving on, here we have what appears to be a grouping of the Mad Angels walking in a location that I'm not particularly familiar with, but I would assume it's the docks. Not exactly sure, but then it moves on to Terry and his gang standing behind him. This makes me believe that this might be where the massive fight takes place, which happened near the end of the first Shenmue. Then we move on to a nice door opening in what appears to be the Hazuki Dojo, with Ryo walking in, hands in pockets. Then it quickly cuts to Chai battling Ryo in the dojo. This battle did not take place in the original game, but the ominous nature of this scene and the way the light bleeds in makes it almost feel like it's a dream sequence. Just a guess, of course. Then a close-up on Ryo's face shows fresh blood where the bandage is supposed to be. Could they have retconned the story so that it's actually Chai that gives Ryo the cut on his face? And we know that it happened in this battle because it cuts to a shot of him fighting Chai without the blood on his face. Then we cut to a shot where it looks like it's Ryo and Nozomi on a motorcycle, though it looks like it's the middle of the day. This is reminiscent of when Ryo rescued Nozomi in the middle of the night from the Mad Angels, but that was in the dark, and it wasn't Ryo's bike. Could they have changed the way these events played out as well? Okay, this next shot makes me think there's going to be specific timeline flashes in the anime. For example, this fire burning is reminiscent of the ending of Shenmue 2, where Ryo and Shenhua uncover the huge Phantom River stone replicas of the mirrors, which were carved by Shenhua's stepdad in the cave. Next here we cut to a bar, which looks like the bar that Ryo walked into when he was looking for sailors early on in the first Shenmue game. Moving on, we get a cool look at Ryo versus Landi, which looks like it's atop of what seems to be Kowloon from Shenmue 2. Man, this trailer jumps around, and it's coming in 2022. That's exciting. And the last thing, after the title screen, it shows Ryo Hazuki kicking some Mad Angel butt in the docks once again, which you can tell by the water crates and the warehouses in the background. And that's pretty much everything that I was able to notice and pick apart in the trailer. My personal opinion is that I thought this trailer really satisfied. Sure, some things seem to have changed from the original storyline, but I'm excited because this is going to bring new fans to the franchise, hopefully, and move one step closer to Shenmue 4. What did you guys think of the trailer, and did you notice anything that I might not have noticed? I know there were specific things in the trailer, but I wanted to give you guys the quickest reaction I had to it and things that I picked up immediately when I saw it. Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, like, share, and you can make my day if you subscribe to This is Magnus, and I'm out. And I will be at the Too Many Games convention this Saturday, so depending on when I upload it, hopefully shortly, I'll be there tomorrow. But if not, then I'm already there when you're seeing it. Who knows? Anyway, take care. I'll see you guys next time.